Hello, I'm Catherine and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if this is a return visit. I'm so happy to have you back. So today I wanted to do another in my series that I started with trying all 5 of the Bare Minerals foundations, except for this time I thought I would do Charlotte Tilbury. I had all 3 of her foundations in my collection, so this was an easy one for me to do. I'm going to start off, day 1 is going to be using the Light Wonder. Then I'm going to move into a little bit more of a medium coverage with the Magic Foundation. And finally, the fullest coverage, the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. So I will be trying these on, showing you the application, showing you under makeup, and then coming back for a check-in at the end of the night to let you see how the foundation wore. And then I will be giving you my final thoughts on all of the foundations at the end of the video. So stay tuned if you're interested in learning about all of Charlotte Tilbury's foundations. Today I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation, and I am in the shade 3 Fair. This is a luminous tint, and you're just supposed to blend a small amount onto your skin from the nose outwards. For all of the foundations, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Primerizer as my primer. This is just a good, very basic primer that gives some hydration to the skin, but not too much luminosity, and it won't really affect the foundation very much. So I chose that one to use under all 3 of these foundations. So this comes in a plastic container like this with a little squeeze pump on the other end. I'm just going to take some and squeeze it out on my hand. I'm going to be using the same brush. This is my IT Cosmetics Flawless Complexion brush. I'm going to be using that for all 3 of the foundations as well. I'm going to take this like I normally do. And start to blend it. I am starting with this foundation because it is the lightest, and I thought I would go from lightest to fullest coverage in this series. And as you can see, it is pretty light coverage. I'll bring you in a little closer so you can see as I'm putting on the last bits of this. I'm going to stamp some on my sunspots to get a little bit of added coverage, and some on my nose. Okay, so that's the foundation. It's very glowy on my skin. I've gotten, I would say, somewhere between a light to medium coverage, not quite light, but definitely not medium. And it has blended and evened out my skin tone, which is really nice. The color is very good for me. And it's just very lightweight on the skin. A little, very tiny touch of tackiness. But I will come back with all of my makeup on so you can see what it looks like with all the makeup on. And then, of course, I'll be checking in tonight to let you see how it wears all day. So I have all of my makeup on, and just for fun with this, I thought I would use different Charlotte Tilbury products every day when I use a foundation. So just to let you know, I used my Beauty Glow, the Instant Look in a Palette Beauty Glow today, and I use that for eyes and face. This is a new lipstick I got from Charlotte Tilbury for the Lunar New Year. It was limited edition, and it's called Sweet Blossom. And that's what I have on right now, and I'll swatch it just to let you see. That is the color. It's kind of dark, so I just lightly dab that on and then put a little bit of a clear gloss on top. So I will be letting you know which products, and all of the products that I'm using on each day will be listed in the description box below. But this is the finish. Let me bring you in of the Light Wonder. It is very glowy. I did use some of the Airbrush Flawless powder to help a little bit with all the glow, but It's definitely the lightest, but it's also the glowiest of the foundations. So this, I will give you my final thoughts at the end, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. Okay, I'm back for my nighttime check-in. I've been wearing the Light Wonder foundation from Charlotte Tilbury all day, and I actually think it wore pretty well. I'm going to bring you in so you can see. It took a little bit for the kind of tackiness of it to settle down, but it actually did settle down, and I think it's lasted pretty well on my skin. I've been impressed. I mean, I've been in, out, I've been busy, I've been cooking, there's steam, everything all over, and I think my makeup still looks pretty good. I'm impressed. So this was the first and the lightest coverage of the Charlotte Tilbury. Tomorrow we will be trying out the Magic foundation, which is more of a medium coverage foundation. So I will see you then. Day 2, we're going to be trying the Charlotte Tilbury Magic foundation. This is a medium coverage foundation, as I said before. As with all of the foundations, I will be using the Smashbox Primerizer, which is already on my skin as the primer, and I will be using this It Cosmetics Dual Complexion brush for application. So I'm in shade 4 Fair, and just like with the Light Wonder, I'm going to kind of pop this around. It automatically has a slightly thicker feel. So as you can see, this is a medium coverage. You can still see my skin, but it has evened it out really well. It's not quite as glowy as the Light Wonder, but you can still see some glow. I would say it's more of a satin finish, maybe slightly more luminous than a satin, but not much. And it goes on very smoothly, and it feels very lightweight on the skin, very little tack. It feels very nice, and I just used 1 pump of this. I could build it a little bit. In fact, I'll do that a little bit more. Put that in the brush and just stamp, and that does a nice job. It is definitely buildable. And on my nose. So there we go. We've got everything on now, and I'll bring you in so you can see the skin a little closer. Okay, you can see there is still glow. Nothing's settled into pores or anything. It's a nice finish. And I will go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and let you see what the finish looks like then. And then, as always, we'll come back at the end of the night and see how this particular foundation wore. Okay, all of my makeup is on now over the Magic foundation. And as I did yesterday, I am using different Charlotte Tilbury makeup products to do these looks, and all of these will be listed below. But interestingly, I decided to use these little beauty wands and use them on the eyes as well as on the face, and it was really fun. And if you are interested in me doing a look, a full-on demonstration of how I did that, then let me know in the comments below. And just so you know too, the lipstick I'm wearing today is the JK Magic, which is one of my favorite nudes from Charlotte Tilbury. I also didn't mention this yesterday, but I did use the Airbrush Flawless setting spray, and I did the same thing with this. So everything is going to be even Steven on this. I will come back at the end of the night and we can see how this makeup wore, but the makeup went on really well. It's feeling very good. I like the look. I think it's pretty, but not overly done up. It's a nice kind of a daytime look. So I'm going to go about the rest of my day, and I will be back tonight so that you can see how this makeup has worn all day. So it's the end of the day and I'm back, and let's check out the makeup. I am actually very, very impressed. I'm going to bring you in closer so you can see at how well this wore. Now you can see it's kind of, you can see my sunspot a little bit more, but overall, even around my nose, it's come off a little bit, but it's pretty good. And I haven't touched up at all day long. And you can see that it's not settled in. It feels very comfortable. It doesn't feel like I have a lot of makeup on at all. But it's also kept me looking pretty put together. So this is the Magic Foundation. This has been, I think, really nice. I think it's a very nice medium coverage foundation. I will be giving my final thoughts and reviews at the end, but I wanted you to see that this is the Magic Foundation after a full day wear. And tomorrow we are on to Airbrush Flawless. Today I'm going to be trying out the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Foundation. This is what it looks like. It's a gorgeous bottle. This is the fullest coverage foundation in the 3 that we are going to be using this week. So I'm going to go ahead. I have my Smashbox Primerizer just like with the other 2 days. I'm using 1 pump of product, putting this around the face. And I'm using the same IT Cosmetics Complexion brush. Immediately when you feel this, it's a thicker formula, but it is also less hydrating. So it's not going to give you the same type of finish that we got with the other 2, but it is going to give us more coverage with less product. So you can see I haven't even used all of my product, and I have really good coverage. This has totally evened out my skin. I didn't even tell you the shade I'm in. I'm actually in 3 Cool. I'm going to bring you in so you can see the coverage and see how different it looks. It's pretty much, it's not a totally flat matte, but you can see it's definitely a demi matte. Not a lot of glow, but great coverage, and it really does look natural for a full coverage foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup, and then I will be back and we will check out how it works out under the makeup. I have all my makeup on now, and the makeup went on really well over the Airbrush Flawless foundation, and I think it looks pretty nice. I'll bring you in so you can see. Looks pretty good. We'll see how it wears. This one, of course, is supposed to be the longest wearing of all of them. So you know, for my makeup look today, I did kind of a Pillow Talk, all Pillow Talk look. I figured I would do that using the Pillow Talk blush. I used the Airbrush bronzer and the Hollywood Superstar Glow highlight, and I used the Pillow Talk eyeshadow palette, Pillow Talk lip cheat or lip liner, Pillow Talk lipstick, and Pillow Talk lip gloss. This was an all Pillow Talk. So let me know what you think. I am going to wear this all day, and then I will come back later tonight. We'll check on the makeup, see how it's doing, and then I will give you my final thoughts and reviews on all 3 of these foundations. It's the end of the day, and let's check out how this Airbrush Flawless foundation wore. So I'm pretty pleased with the way this wore. I think it looks actually pretty even on my nose. I'm going to bring you in a little closer so you can see. There is a little bit of dryness here around my nose. You can see a little bit of peeling and dryness, which sometimes happens, but none on my chin, which can sometimes happen with dry skin, and the rest of it looks pretty good. I probably could add a little bit more hydration with the primer on my nose. This is where the foundation tends to pull on me, but everybody has their spots. But for the most part, if you use less of this product, it is going to work pretty well for you. But even this sunspot is still somewhat covered, which is amazing. So again, this is a great foundation for long wear. It's not overly glowy. You can still see some of my highlight that I used, but it's not going to give you any type of glow. It's more of that matte. It's really more of like a demi matte type finish, but it wears really well and I enjoy wearing this. In particular, this has been good for long wear. I've had this on for a while, all day long, and I've been busy and touching my face and wearing a mask and running errands and going, and you can see this makeup has stayed nice all day long. So that's the end of that. I'm going to be back with my final thoughts and my reviews on all three foundations. Final thoughts on all three Charlotte Tilbury foundations. First off, I want to say that I am very glad to have all three of these in my collection. That being said, do you need all three? No. But if you're a makeup junkie like I am, then you might want to have all three. And especially if you particularly like Charlotte Tilbury, which I do. The Light Wonder is a great foundation. It is probably my least favorite of the three, and it is because I don't tend to want more of a tinted moisturizer. I'd rather go for a medium coverage foundation or even use less of a full coverage than using a foundation like this that I feel like I have to use a little more of to get the coverage that I want. When you're over 40, the name of the game to me is less is more. And so any product that I feel like I have to use a lot of to get coverage or to get evenness tends to be the culprits when it comes to sinking into fine lines or wrinkles or pilling on my skin. So this didn't do that. And as you can see from the footage, it did a really nice job. It gave me decent coverage. Again, this is not the number one that I would pull. And if you are more worried about sunspots or things on your face, this would not be the foundation I would choose for you. The Magic Foundation to me hits the sweet spot between the three. It is a medium coverage, but it does give you more dewiness or radiance than the Flawless foundation does. This is a beautiful foundation, and I feel like it's easy under makeup. It's easy to apply. You don't have to apply a lot of it to get coverage. You're not going to get the same coverage that you get from this, but you do get a decent evenness of the skin, and it gives you a nice, little bit more than satin finish, but it is very beautiful on the skin and works very well under makeup. The Airbrush Flawless is her newest of these three foundations, and I have really come to appreciate this foundation, and I use it anytime I need fuller coverage. This is a great one to pull for that because it gives you a very even skin tone and it's not overly glowy. So for example, if I was going to a wedding or a party, this is a perfect foundation for that because I can kind of mute everything on my skin and then I can add with highlight the kind of dew or the highlight or the glow that I want. So I really like that about this foundation. Again, the key is less is more. Use the smallest amount of this because if you overdo with this, it will settle into wrinkles and pores and it will look quite cakey on your skin. So this is a tricky one as far as figuring out how to use it. I used a brush with all of these foundations. However, a sponge is great to use with this foundation because it really shears out the foundation on your face. And then of course you could go back in and just hit the sunspots or the areas that you want more coverage on. So this is a beautiful one to have. And again, it's one of my favorite full coverage foundations. It lasts and lasts, and it is just a very beautiful foundation. I will tell you, if I was younger, this would be perfect and would be just enough. This again is my favorite, and it's a great day to day. And this is my special occasion foundation. So all three are great, and all three have a place for me, but those are my thoughts, and I hope this was helpful. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you here. And so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you will be notified anytime that I post a new video. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy me trying products so that I can help you to make better decisions when you go to shop. Also, if you are interested in more day-to-day content, come join me over on Instagram. My handle there is @KZBeautyCoach, just like my YouTube channel. I would love to have you. I do a Get Ready With Me every Sunday with different types of products. I let you know about sales or any news that's going on in the beauty world. And just in general, we have a lot of fun over there. Hope you're having a great day. And again, I hope this video was very helpful to you.